I've got a box of books to unopen. I'm not exactly sure what's inside. Hello, welcome to my channel. Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and my friend Lee sent me a box of books. She does that a lot. She finishes a book. She decides that she doesn't want to keep the book herself. And she asks me, do I want some of her books? Sometimes I say yes. Sometimes I say no. I think I know what's in here. But let's find out what fabulous books Lee has sent me. I guess I should close my knife. I don't use safety scissors on this channel. Alright. Oh boy, looks exciting. Strange Pictures by Utsitsuku, the Japanese author. I am probably pronouncing his name incorrectly, even though I watched a video review the other night from a Japanese American fellow who did pronounce his name correctly. And this is a book. It's a Japanese mystery horror sensation. And he uses a lot of illustrations to move his story forward. And there are like ground plans of buildings. There is one book specifically designed around ground plans, or so said the Japanese American reviewer. There we go. I have not read these. They just look utterly fascinating. There's not a whole lot of detail. There's a little bit of detail on the front flap here. And it says, the spine-tingling bestseller that has taken Japan by storm, an eerie, fresh take on mystery horror in which a series of seemingly innocent pictures draws you into a disturbing web of unsolved mysteries and shattered psyches. I'm looking forward to this one. Oh, what's this one? This is Strange Buildings by the same author. This might be the one that features, yes, this one features a lot of ground plans for buildings, like that. I'm not sure how they fit into a story, but it's going to be a fascinating experience to learn about it. Another one, Strange Houses. Yeah, this is when a writer fascinated by the macabre is approached by an acquaintance. He finds himself investigating an eerie house for sale in Tokyo. The building, with its bright and spacious interior, seems like the perfect first home, but upon closer inspection, the floor plan reveals a mysterious dead space hidden between the walls. Seeking a second opinion, the writer shares the layouts with his friend Kaurahata, the architect, only to discover more unnerving details throughout. More floor plans. I wonder if this is the one about floor plans. Isn't that an interesting way to write a mystery horror book? All right, something in here all wrapped up. Let's get this out. They have rubber bands around them. Between Two Fires by Christopher Bowman. This is actually a good book. I wasn't sure that Lee was sending it to me. I just picked this up at Powell's Books, so I can resend this to someone who wants to read it. I did do a buddy read of this book with my friend Bad is Rad, and we might do a joint review of this book. It's a really rather curious mixture of history and horror and religion. Use of Weapons by Ian M. Banks. Ian M. Banks is one of the greatest science fiction authors of the latter part of, or say, he started in the late 20th century and moved into the early 21st century. And this is my favorite novel by him. I have it on Kindle, but when Lee said she didn't like this book and she had a paperback, I said, go ahead and send me the paperback, because Ian M. Banks really is a fascinating author. And I can give you just a little bit of information about this book. There are two storylines. And one storyline starts off with, let's make sure I get this exactly right, chapter 1. And then you have another storyline, and let's make sure I get this exactly right. It starts off in Roman numerals, chapter 13. And when you get to the next chapter, it's going to be chapter 2 in Arabic numerals. And then you're going to go to chapter 12 in Arabic numerals. And the Arabic numerals is telling the story backwards. So you get the end of the story first, going to the first part of the story. And you think that's weird until you get to chapter 1, or chapter I in Roman numerals. And you get this devastating piece of information, which totally changes the way you perceive the story that you've just been reading. Great book. All right, and we have, The Red House Mystery by A.A. Milne. A.A. Milne is, of course, more famously known for writing Winnie the Pooh. But this is a mystery novel that he wrote. I kind of want to get into this. What kind of mystery novel would the author of Winnie the Pooh write? The ingenious murder mystery, the only one written by the author of Winnie the Pooh, is a tantalizing locked room puzzle and an irresistible treat of golden age crime. The Red House, with its delightful countryside setting and genial host, is the perfect place for a summer party. But as the house and its gardens doze peacefully in the heat of an August afternoon, a shot rings out, and the body is discovered in the locked study with a bullet between the eyes. Enter charismatic amateur sleuth Anthony Gillingham and his amiable sidekick Bill, who are determined to get to the bottom of the rum affair. I love these old murder mysteries. All right. Glorious Exploits by Frida Lennon. That looks like Socrates on the cover. An utterly original celebration of that which binds humanity across the battle lines and history. On the island of Sicily, amid the Peloponnesian War, the Syracusans have figured out what to do with the surviving Athenians who had all the gall to invade their city. They've herded the sorry prisoners of war into a rock quarry and let them to rot. Looking for a way to pass time, Limpo and Gelon, two unemployed potters with a soft spot for pottery and drink, head down to the quarry to feed the Athenians, if only, and only if, they can manage a few choice lines from their greatest playwright, Euripides. Before long, the two mates hatch a plan to direct a full-blown production of Medea. After all, you can hate people but love their art. But as opening night approaches, what started as a lark quickly sets into motion a series of extraordinary events, and our wayward heroes begin to realize that the staging of a play can be as dangerous as fighting a war, with all sorts of risk to life, limb, and friendship, told in a contemporary Irish voice, and a riotously funny and deeply moving glorious exploits is an unforgettable ode to the power of art in time of war, brotherhood and a type of enemy, human and thorough will throughout the ages. Okay, that looks kind of interesting. The Paperclip Conspiracy by Tom Bauer, The Hunt for the Nazi Scientists. This is a history book from the late 80s about trying to uncover what the Nazi scientists were doing. On the back it says Tom Bauer's book provides for the first time an enormous amount of historical narrative and the fact about an event which reinvented all Western technology, the looting, systematic and highly haphazard of the extraordinary scientific achievements of the Third Reich. As the Allies moved into Germany, the full scale of the Nazi research achievement burst upon them. Here and there, as Nordhausen, they came across piles of corpses, the slave labor which had made so much of the achievements possible. But the investigators treated the horrors as irrelevant. They grabbed weapons, instruments, tools, and above all, the scientists. Yeah, I have read a little bit of history about how the United States basically took in a lot of the ex-Nazi scientists, especially to help develop the bomb and other technologies. So this should be a fascinating read. All right. Let's get this. Sejanus by David Wishart. Let me see if I can read the back cover here. A Marcus Carvanius Roman mystery. We talked a little bit about alias Sejanus the last time we met. The fact that you are reading this shows that for the first time for talk is past. The man is a malignant growth, a danger to Rome, and he must be removed. No, I dislike euphemisms. Sejanus must be killed. So back home, temporarily for his father's funeral, Corvinus finds that he is left a commission by the dead Empress Livia. The only drawback is that Sejanus is the Emperor Tiberius's trusted deputy and the most powerful man in Rome. I love Roman mysteries and Roman history. Well, thank you, Lee, for sending me this wonderful box of books. I'm sure to get to some of these pretty soon. Thank you for watching and keep on reading.